Rebuild of the favorites. We here for the latest. South side or the north side. Not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams. Both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball. But we don't put the wrong strings. Yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Ganty, so the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood. Discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Ivy.
What's going on, everybody? Well, I just got to do the little retweet thing. There we go. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, August 25th. I can't believe it's already August 25th. And you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Swaski, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, a.k.a. Father Zoe. And with me, as always, Mr. Aldo Soto.
I guess time goes slow when your team loses 5-6. So.
Yeah, it's we're gonna get into this. It's brutal. And the good Reverend K Fitz.
I mean, moves pretty slow when your favorite team only has like 60 wins. Also,
yeah, I want to talk about that because I mean, so we're gonna talk about the Cubs, the White Sox, disappointments, the ups and downs, and all arounds of what's going on in Chicago baseball right now. Something special I want to trickle into this show for the 9 people watching. it builds up, but I have my big money fantasy draft on Friday. So if you have any like good sleepers or anything like that, go ahead, throw it in the comments. Help your boy win some loot. I have not looked at one iota of fantasy football yet this year. Usually I'm pretty prepared. I'm already getting texts from people. I'm usually that guy people text when they have fantasy questions. No idea. But
here he goes. Jarvis Landry, 14th round.
Ooh,
with
is it a PPR league though? If it's PPR,
absolutely. PPR.
It's half.
All right.
Still worth it in the 14th round. Why not? Anyways, real quick, we got to take care of some business. This show is sponsored by. So we're gonna do all that and much more. Let's tap this keg. This show is brought to you by Sportsmockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you download the app, turn on push notifications, so you'll be the first to know when the White Sox lose the division to the Guardians. Sportsmockery, sportsmockery.com. So my keepers going into this league, and I know no one gives a shit about my fantasy football team, but my keepers going into this league are Jonathan Taylor and Jamar Chase.
Okay.
Because I drafted them both as rookies in later rounds. Round doesn't matter. We just do it as you keep a running back and a receiver, whatever. So as we go on in the show,
Taylor and Chase?
Yeah. If you got any good keepers or anybody I should be targeting, go ahead, throw it in the comment section. If you're listening to this on Spotify or something else later on in the week and it's before Friday, just tweet it at me. Hook it up.
I'll throw in Dameon Pierce, Houston.
Who's that?
He's a running back in Houston.
Love it.
And
text it to me later because I'll forget. Text it to me later. That's why I need it in the comment section so I can write it down.
This young quarterback named Chris Sims. I heard he's the quarterback of the future, really.
Of the future. I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen. I will draft Josh Allen in one of the first 2 rounds. Do it every year. Fucking love that guy.
Okay.
Will he be there? I think in my league he's going to be the first overall pick. And one of them, quarterbacks score like thrash.
So in this league, you can only keep one. You get 2 keepers, and only one of them can be a running back. I had Josh Allen last year, so he's not being kept. I think I lost in the championship in this league last year. I know I won money in it. So I have a later first round pick. Usually what's left of running backs flies off the board first.
Mm-hmm. I
have Jonathan Taylor, so I really don't give a shit. I'm just going to take Josh Allen because I love that guy.
One of the 2 leagues I'm in is PPR. That's on Sunday. And in that league, when you draft, your keeper, you only get the keeper for 1 year, but your keeper is a player that has to stay on your roster the whole season. And then in the next season, you get to keep them in the round you drafted them in the previous season.
Yeah, that's usually how that goes. But this one, that's what this league.
Javonte Williams in the 9th round.
Nice. For reference, this league, I think this is the 16th year of this league.
Nice. Same
guys, same everything. These are my boys from back in the day. Eastman, you guys know Eastman. Eastman's in this league. It's a lot of good times. Anyways, baseball.
Baseball.
Because no one gives a shit about my fantasy team.
Hey, we held the audience.
Yeah,
It's
actually
no
went
one
up
left.
a little bit. Yeah, good. Thanks everybody. But
I
still,
didn't even get a chance to flex that I have in my other league, Derrick Henry and CMC as my two keepers.
So you have a medical ward.
I do.
I have
and
Debo as my keeper.
Nice.
No one has put anything in the comment section though.
Oh.
They're here
Anyways,
for baseballs though. What do you got?
baseball. So
Well, I mean, there was one comment.
My biggest problem with this White Sox team right now is, well, there's a lot of reasons, but where I want to start, it just seems like there is no sense of urgency with this team. Like, this is not, if you just came down from like another planet, and I froze again, damn it.
No,
If you just came down from another planet and I was introducing you to the game of baseball and you watched the White Sox game, there is no chance you'd be like, oh, that team's like trying to win a division right now. Like they I know there's a lot to that metaphor,
not
but
only
like
that, so
We do need to address this, by the way, before we lose a lot of our audience, I think.
NASCAR Minute is coming.
NASCAR Mitch is not here with us tonight, but NASCAR Mitch failing to prepare is preparing to fail for NASCAR Mitch. So he has a video that he prepared for us that none of us have watched yet. We only uploaded it. And so
let's call it what it is. NASCAR Mitch is a fucking gamer. And he was like, all right, I got pulled into some bullshit. I can't be on tonight, guys, but I'll tell you what, I recorded a NASCAR Minute for you. And he sent us the video. Now, none of us have watched it because we all want to have genuine first experience, because I've been told by some of you via text and DMs that one of the best part of NASCAR Minute is watching our reactions to fucking, I'm pretty sure Mitch changes his underwear after those segments because that boy gets excited.
You notice there's a towel right there now.
He gets that boy. I mean, that might be why he's taking it off tonight. Maybe he just can't handle it in the groin area.
By the way, some good back and forth on Twitter with Mitch and talking about, I think, Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I couldn't pay attention.
Yeah, I couldn't really keep up, but
literally the only NASCAR thing I can pay attention to right now is our NASCAR Minute. I'm not going to even try to hold a conversation on Twitter or like read along with shit. I mean, Chase Elliott's pretty much the beginning and end of my knowledge of NASCAR.
I think one of the few things I know about NASCAR, I don't even think this was a NASCAR race, but Tony Stewart killed a guy.
I do remember that. He killed a guy.
He killed a guy.
I remember that. I'm not laughing. That's murder. But
like we're laughing at the ridiculousness of like the event. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like a big dude in that. Look at this. We're derailing into NASCAR. We'll get into that in NASCAR Minute, but
NASCAR Minute spreading the NASCAR.
It really is. I mean, it's gotten me more interested in NASCAR than I have ever been in my entire life. But back to why I hate the White Sox, but I don't. But I do.
I titled the name of this episode, "The Rollercoaster White Sox Season is Annoying as Hell." A week ago tonight, we were talking. The White Sox had just won 5 games in a row. They were in a tight game against the Astros. They ended up losing that 3-2, and then the next day they lost 21-5.
Yes, they lost they gave up 3 touchdowns. Speaking of fantasy football, I should have had Lance Bregman on my fantasy football team because I think he scored a touchdown on his own. So like last week, we did the show. They beat Houston twice. It was like, fuck yeah, here we go.
They're back.
And then they lose a 3-2 game to Houston, which, okay, Houston's the best team in the AL. It was a good dogfight. Okay, cool. And then the 4th game of that series, literally lose 21-5. It was, I very rarely will you see me just turn off a White Sox game. At like 12 to whatever, 4, I was like, nah, I'm out. And then I saw Josh Harrison was pitching and it was 21-5. I was like, this is a joke. You are in a goddamn sprint to win your division and you gave up 3 touchdowns in a game.
And that one was with Giolito, who's just been terrible.
He has been. And then fast forward to tonight, it is the bottom of the 7th right now as we record this. The White Sox are up 3-1 against Baltimore, who, by the way, has been the best team in the AL East since the All-Star break. And he should have been a double play, but didn't. But Giolito's still on the hill. He's only given up 1 run. This is a great bounce back start for him. Like you talk about when a guy like is on the bump or whatever, and you're like, that dude needs to start. He needed this start. Giolito's very head case. He needed a start like this. So that's okay. So then you get the 2 versus whatever, Houston, and then big series versus Cleveland. Okay. Big series versus Cleveland. Lose the first one 5-2 after having the lead for most of that game. Bullpen kind of shit the bed on that one. And then you win the second game 2-0. I hope everyone's seen a theme in how much runs the White Sox are scoring in all these games I'm talking about. So they win the second game 2-0. Sunday, Cleveland was scared of Cy Cease. So yeah, Fid, you definitely didn't keep your screen off long enough. Cy Cease, you're trying to be smooth with it. They were scared of Cy Cease. It rained a little bit. Apparently not enough to stop a football game a fucking block away where they played the whole game in the sun. But I'm watching that football game getting updates that it's too shitty in Cleveland to play. I'm literally looking at Cleveland and it's sunny out. But they showed the warning track and shit like that. Dude, they had the drainage of a fucking Park District baseball field on the south side.
Yeah, who owns that field? Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, that was how are you a professional park and you have that drainage?
It literally looked like basically my toilet all weekend with a stomach bug. Like that's actually that's what it looked like. Just
that got gnarly quick.
You got to use some really good analogies.
I think I'm going to stick with a Park District field on the south side because I think that'll resonate with people. But I mean, what do we expect? It's Cleveland. Their lake literally lights on fire. So I mean, the best motto about Cleveland is at least we're not Detroit. That's really setting the bar high.
And that's really, I mean, it is kind of.
And then they got this one little bullshit game in Kansas City, whatever, they had to make it up. Again, they were winning. And again, they lost the game 6-4. Please keep in mind.
No. They were never winning, so.
No, they weren't in that game.
Because do you remember what happened that game?
Yeah. No, I do.
Let's talk about this.
To me now. So frustrating. I think I just black out in anger now.
I think so.
Is it like in Moon Knight when it's like,
just like I switch personalities.
And I'm like tied to my couch, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Engelbert Humperdinck, and just boom.
Yeah, no, I definitely just black out now from anger with this team against the Kansas City game.
It's like they're just they just contradict themselves all the time. Yeah, I saw this example of like that time when because there's Michael Kopech pitching because they wanted to give Cease an extra day off. So that he would start game 1 against Baltimore. So they play that game on Monday. Michael Kopech, who like a couple starts ago had that no-hitter like through 6 innings or whatever.
He struck out like 12 dudes. It was like career high.
And he looked great. You know, he was like in like 85 pitches, and they pulled him.
Mm-hmm.
And like we get it, like because we know the plan with some of these young guys. They haven't really elevated the pitch count this year at all for like Kopech and Cease. And like, why are they doing it? They're
Hold on, time out, real quick.
What's up?
So Lucas Giolito's at 93 pitches. He's got a runner on first and second and 1 out. I haven't seen this before on this team. So La Russa looks back at Katz. Fids, this is what you wanted. He told Katz to get on the phone. Katz got on the phone. He hung up the phone, and then Katz kind of just went he clapped his hands and said, you can read his mouth perfectly. Said, damn it, Lucas. And then La Russa just was like, fuck this, I'm getting him.
Good job, Tony.
Nice.
It's like, okay, finally, at the end of goddamn August,
it's like almost 125 games.
I was actually going to interrupt too. In the Cubs game, Newt Bar just hit a bomb to right for the Cardinals.
Made up name.
Into the bleachers, and as he was rounding first, kind of midway between first and second,
did he fall?
No, he 100% pointed at the right field bleacher bums and taunted the shit out of them. Just like was like a. Oh.
I knew the second I saw that guy's name.
God,
he was sounds like a fake name, dude.
Lars Nootbaar.
Sounds like a Mortal Kombat robot.
He sounds like the bad guy's like one of the henchmen in Die Hard.
Yep, that too. Who was that? What was that Mortal Kombat robot? Like,
it's such a joke, though, because like the joke is always with the Cardinals, like, oh, they made a player, but they fucking do it every year.
Right. That seriously sounds like when you just like let the computer do a name randomizer when you create a player on a baseball game.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and then they have this other guy, Nolan Gorman, who has like a 410 on base percentage this year.
Anyone that plays MLB The Show knows who he is. He's got a juiced rookie card. That kid is good. I hit bombs with that kid.
But yeah, so
here's the Kansas City game. Here's the Kansas City. So Kopech goes out to warm up. He throws a couple pitches, and then on his landing leg, his left leg, he throws a pitch, looks down at it, and immediately like shakes his head. So out comes La Russa, out comes the train staff. They talk to him. Of course, Kopech's like, I want to give it a go. Of course he's gonna say that. You want him to say that, but you also want your manager and your training staff to know enough to be like, nah, dude, sit this one out.
Because, and that's the thing, that's been in their head in the entire year.
They've been handling him with kids' gloves this whole year. This guy's been wrapped in bubble wrap. He's literally, anyone that's watching this game on TV knows that this dude's hurt. Like, it was very obvious from what you could see on TV.
Yeah. His first pitch fastball, 89 miles per hour.
The guy hasn't thrown 89 miles an hour since high school. His first pitch, 89 miles an hour. Now everybody knows he's hurt.
Everyone knows it.
And so, but Tony and them, I'm not just putting this on Tony, the entire coaching staff, they leave him out there to give up like 2 base hits and walk the bases loaded. And then he gives up a run.
Leadoff walk, hit batter.
Oh yeah, he nailed the guy.
Single walk or something like that.
Yeah,
that's so frustrating to think that how in this day and age that slips through any coaching staff, where that's like an absolute tell of someone needing to either be spoken to or outright pulled when you're seeing that. And they did nothing.
Nope, nothing. And so Kopech gets pinned with all those earned runs. Jimmy Lambert didn't really do him too much favors, but I will give a shout out to Vinny Vince Vasquez. He came in through 3 1/3. He was pretty strong. White Sox actually did come back in that game and tie it 4-4 in the 7th. And then Joe Kelly came out there and God knows what the fuck he was doing. He hits the first 2 guys. Bold strategy in a tie game there, Joe. And then he gives up 2 runs in the 8th. White Sox lose 6-4.
I think after the second after the second guy he hit, I don't think he threw a fastball again. No, and they're just sitting on his off speed, and that's how they got their hits.
When he's struggling with his command, he just goes all curveballs.
Yep.
Everybody knows it. I think was I listening to radio at that time? Yeah, I was listening to radio, and on the radio broadcast was like, "Yep, he must not have it because he's throwing all curveballs again." Like it's like everybody knew it, whatever. And so they lose that game, and the worst part about it is Amir Garrett got the fucking win. Fuck that guy. And then
nobody knows what Kopech was injured with.
Yeah, so then it's obviously his knee. He's like pointing at his knee when he's talking about it. In the post-game interview, LaRusse is like, yeah, it was his hamstring. What? And then the White Sox literally tweet out like maybe an hour after Tony says that Kopech's on the 10-day IL with a knee injury. It's like, what? Why are you just? It's either you're incoherent and you don't know what's going on in your own kitchen, or you just lied for the sake of lying. You can't do that anymore, Tony. This is in 1978. There's social media teams and you can't do that shit anymore. Oh, Kendall Graveman just walked the bases loaded. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
It's all right, Zoe. It's all right, Zoe. Be positive.
This is gonna be great. I'm having a great time. This is great.
This is what Kendall Graveman does. He fucking walks the bases loaded, then he'll get like back-to-back strikeouts.
I just need a double play, but this dude that's batting for the Orioles now, it's their rookie shortstop.
Mateo?
Guy's got 99 speed in MLB to show. Dude's got wheels.
He does.
Anywho, holy shit. So then Cease takes the bump, has his worst start of his season.
Dude, fucking Cease, man.
All he did was give up a 3-run homer, but it was just.
That's the thing. It was like his worst
double
start.
Play.
4. There it is.
Wah, wah. Way to play by Yohan Moncada. He gave up a 3-run homer, but like the whole game, it just didn't look like him. Like he just didn't have it.
I haven't been on Twitter that much these past few days, but do you think that that somehow that extra day made him? I don't know.
Again,
it got him out of his routine.
What do we know about Dylan Cease? It's
great mustache.
It's between his ears. That's his biggest flaw. So pitchers are weird dudes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Goalies in hockey, goalies in any sport, really. Pitchers, they're all weird dudes, man. Like very they have their routines and all that stuff. They took him. He got fucked up out of his routine, and then he came out at his worst start of the season.
It seems like the White Sox outsmarted themselves.
But here's my problem. So he had his worst start of the season. He gave up like 3 runs. The White Sox left like 16 runners on base that game.
Timely hitting.
Like pick a dude up one time, man. The guy has been a perennial Cy Young Award winner for you. The one like shining diamond in this lump of shit. And you can't hook him up one time while he's he had one off day. Dude's allowed to have one off day. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna happen. It's just
came at a bad time.
This team is so frustrating. And now, watch them win tonight. I think Cleveland already won today.
Yeah, there's still going to be 4 back if they hang on.
I mean, cool. We'll like move into second place, which sick. You came in second place in the worst fucking division in baseball.
Second worst.
So, but yeah, it's just I don't know.
I mean,
it's really frustrating, man. That's all it is.
I saw some stats that as bad as the timely hitting has seemed, the White Sox are 8th in batting average with runners in scoring position.
It is. It's just the lack of home runs makes
they just don't hit home runs. That's the thing.
The lack of home runs make it seem worse.
That's literally it. They just don't.
I'll tell you though. I will tell you why and how you know this shit is bad. Steve Stone, Mr. Enjoy the Ride himself, the whole season.
Is he not enjoying the ride?
Gets on 670 to score, and he's just like, they need to change their slogan from "Change the Game" to "Change the Culture."
Ooh, I thought that's why Tony was there.
Stoney is so sick of these guys not running hard down the first baseline. He said that they don't get to the position on defense, they ease to it. And like, dude, Stoney went in, and for that means either two things. One, it's really that bad, or two, he's about to get fired or quit, because this is what he did when he left the Cubs.
It's a bad product right now, dude. I mean, look, you say what you want about the keeping the guy's health. There is something to be said about playing hard all the time and keeping and making playing at that level habit. And then it no longer becomes dangerous, which is why they're not doing it. They're not letting guys run shit out because they're afraid someone's going to get hurt. Guess when you get hurt the most, and then when you don't produce the most, and when you get out of your routine the most, is when you're told to not play the game the way you've always played it. These guys, a lot of these guys do play better when they're running things out and they're playing as if anything can happen. And that might be something that he might think about turning up now this late in the season. I mean, that might help pick him up, but that does make it difficult for guys to be in the routine when you're told to, come out of the box and just pull out. And
but I mean,
bad habits.
To hear Steve Stone go down that road, that was just like, all right, this has really got to be fucked up now. Because Steve's close to the team, guy watches everything. He is like a baseball just fountain of knowledge. Attaboy, Elvis. And yeah, Elvis been a good pickup. It's funny how picking up guys that make a crazy amount of sense for your team actually works out.
Solid yellow. Defense.
Joey Yellow.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Cough.
Yeah, but Fidge, you brought up an interesting thing, how the Cubs only have, 12 fewer wins than the White Sox now?
9.
So, got me to thinking, I mean, they're out of that division, right? I haven't even looked at the NL.
They're like,
they're out of that division, right? They have no shot at a wild card or none of that stuff.
No. Well, if the Padres keep imploding.
Right.
Yeah, anything can. The Cardinals were pretty much dead.
The Cubs are going to be out if they win tonight. They'll be out like 13 games.
The Tatis press conference was laugh out loud funny.
Cubs are 13 and a half out of the wild card.
Okay. Yeah. So this is where my train of thought went though. So you see that with the Cubs playing really good in the second half. You see the Orioles, who are out of everything. You know what I mean? Like, they can't win the AL East. They're not. Well, they could actually win the wild card now. They've played themselves in the wild card.
Oh no, they're right in the wild card race.
But what I'm getting at is, for a major league player, and I know which player I'm going to use as an example because you guys will. It's a Cubs player. When the pressure's off, when there's no more eyeballs, when you're out of it, you're just playing for contract kickers and a spot on the team next year. That's got to make a difference, right? Like, you're playing looser. You kind of just don't give a shit. You're just, like I said, you're playing for a spot on the squad next year.
You're also seeing the back end of all the rotations because nobody's going to burn their ones or twos against you because, you're a shit team. So you're going to be facing more hittable and more. Everything gets a little bit looser because
and
off.
I mean, a win is a win. And to win at the major league level is still extremely hard. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but like, I know you guys remember Aram on the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
Ramirez.
Great player.
Loved him.
Wasn't like the big knock on him. No, wasn't it like he only hits home runs when they're like up 10 or down 10?
No, he was a very clutch player.
Oh,
that's a narrative that you were sold by one broadcaster, though.
Yeah.
Who sold me
by
that?
Bob Brentley.
Okay. I honestly.
Ramos Rivera, I mean, yes, there was times where like
for some reason that just stuck in my head. I wasn't towards the end of his career, wasn't A-Rod known for that too? Like hitting, they were calling him no point home runs.
A-Rod? Well, yeah, I mean, A-Rod, he was always known as the guy who could never get it done in October.
Right, but like he would always, like if the Yankees were up like 15, then all of a sudden A-Rod would hit a 3-run homer. If they were down by 8, he would just hit a solo shot.
Yeah, I mean,
well, the problem is when you're on a bad team, your team's
down
every freaking night. So what are you going to not hit home run? Oh, hey, we're down 6.
And
I think Ramos Ramirez was for the Cubs from 2003 to like 10, maybe. Mm-hmm. And out of those years, the Cubs were good 4 years.
Yep.
So what? Like, was it all? Is he not? Is he supposed to stop hitting?
I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to that's just for some reason that was the memory I have of Aram.
No, there was definitely the narrative that was around him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, cards on the table. I really just don't give a shit about Aram, but it's that when I think of that for some reason in my head, that's one of the first names that pops up of one of the kings of the no point home runs.
One of my favorite highlights of that dude is there was a pitch. You could see it actually in the replay when they slowed it down. He recognized the ball out of the hand. He knew a soft off speed was coming. And he actually got his tongue out. Like he's licking his chops, literally licking his chops. And he hit a fucking bomber. It's one of my favorites. That dude is. I mean,
again, it's hilarious because I know we're just talking about like generalities and talking about late season here and, teams are bad and players who are still performing. But think about Anthony Rizzo. Do you think he's a clutch player? Just think about it. Don't even just right off the bat. Do you think he's clutch or he's good? And
I would say, yeah.
He has terrible postseason numbers. Awful.
Really?
Awful numbers.
Wait, I did know that. Didn't he bat like 112 in the World Series run or something like that?
Dude, he has terrible numbers. He had a long hitless streak back in heading into 2017. And he had a bloop hit, and I loved it. Hey, I was cheering for him then. I love Anthony Rizzo, but it was a fucking jam shot out to left center field, and that's where that gift was. He's respect me because they walked the guy in front of him, and it's I mean, they did it because you were 0 for 15.
I do remember that. Did it in the World Series run that postseason? Didn't he bat under 150?
I mean, I think he had I think he had a solid NLCS, but overall. Yeah. Anthony Rizzo not that clutch, if we're talking about clutch.
Okay.
But but in terms of this year, the only thing I like for the Cubs is they're still young guys. At least the guys who we care about. Nico Horner still playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
Great numbers.
Clean up tonight.
Best fucking defensive shortstop looking right now in baseball.
Yep.
So that's great to see. You have Nelson Velasquez getting his shot. You have Christopher Morel, who's been up and down this season, but overall he's putting up more than above average numbers.
Isn't Nicky Mads having a good?
Nick Madrigal, ever since he's come back, he's
300.
Healthy now. He's hitting above 300
in
August.
Wild pitch offense. Let's go 4-1 Sox.
There you go. So you were ready for nothing. Are you back?
Back,
so on the side too, Nick Madrigal has 0 errors.
I did see that. That is a huge stat, and I rubbed that in a lot of people's faces. I mean, he has 0 errors, and doesn't he have a ton of multi-hit games too?
He's had a couple 3 hits.
He's had a few in August, yeah.
He's doing what he does.
Attaboy, Nick.
I think the big thing for him, he finally got health, and I think that was one of those things, early in the season where we didn't think about the injury as much because it's you expect a guy. We don't think about it in terms of a position player when he's coming back from injury. We think about it a lot with pitchers, right? It's oh man, guys had a lot of time off. He's coming back from injury. Let him ease in. He's gonna have his struggles, but we don't really have, or at least I didn't really think about it at the time. It's Nick Madrigal was coming back from a major injury.
Right.
Of course, it was gonna take some time, and he had other injuries that kept popping up too. But he finally looks healthy. He's getting a few more balls to drop.
Let me ask you guys this then: with Nico playing as well as he is, and he's been playing fucking phenomenally, And let's say the Cubs, as we've talked about on the show, make a play for one of the 4 or 5 major free agent shortstops. What's the move there? Like, what happens? You make one of those big free agent shortstops at third baseman and keep Nico at short and Madrigal at second? Do you give that shortstop the position and move Nico over to second and Madrigal's the odd man out? Like, what happens here?
I think you let the season play out still, and you give Madrigal his look, and then you evaluate how you want to kind of move forward at the end of the season's end. But if he shows some shit in the last month and a half, that maybe you don't have to overpay for something that's not a necessity, but maybe a luxury. As far as building a winning roster, you don't have to have a superstar if your roster has things and has gaps filled where they need to be filled, and so. I think that's what they got to do. And I mean, I think that I'd prefer the third base moving to third. I think Nico, I think it'd be shitty for multiple reasons. It'd be shitty because Nico's earned it and he's been fantastic. And it'd also be a downgrade defensively because he grades out better than all three of those right now.
So I get to do what Aldo usually does and be devil advocate on this though. But like when you're courting one of those 4 major free agent shortstops, you're going to lose a lot of fucking points in the old pros and cons list if you tell them like, yo, you're going to third.
How about this? If the Cubs really mean business, they just go ahead and overpay and say, look, for your troubles.
Right. 5-1 Sox. Let's go.
There you go. The Sox are back. No, I'm with you. I'm still under the same mindset. You get as much talent as possible. You get as many good players as you can get. There's nothing wrong with having 2 great shortstops. You just figure it out afterwards.
Right.
It's the same thing like going back to the Manny Machado and the White Sox. It's like, that Tim Anderson was coming off of
he was coming off a batting crown.
Yeah. And it was like, all right, and I loved at the time, Tim Anderson's confidence. It's like, hey, this is my spot, but that doesn't mean that you don't go after good players.
I agree.
You figure it out afterwards.
I agree.
It gives much good talent.
Does Nico has the arm to play third, doesn't he?
I mean,
well, that's the thing. As much as
they downgrade the defense if those guys move into the shortstop spot. You're downgrading.
As much as I like seeing Nick Madrigal come back and hit like 300 in August, I'm still not like overly sold that he is the answer at second base. If you're telling me,
that trade value, baby, let him hit away.
Yeah, I mean,
Madrigal for Ohtani.
If you tell me option A, you have to keep Nick Madrigal at second base because you have to keep Nico Horner at shortstop because you have Nick Madrigal at second base, or plan your option number 2, you move Nico Horner, who's going to be a Gold Glover, probably up at second base too, and then have one of the 4 shortstops. I'll go with option 2 because I'll rather have Carlos Correa than Nick Madrigal.
That's why I said my preferred option though is that just one of them does what Manny Machado did and said, "I'll play third. It's fine. I want to win." And
that would be the ideal.
Which guy do you really want to lock up? The guy that's such a bitch asshole that he won't sign because he can't go play a spot, or someone that's not willing to compete for a spot at least.
Looking at the available free agents, they're all pretty much bitch assholes. But Correa's big thing when he signed with the Twins was he didn't want to be part of a rebuild. All right, homie, you want to be on a winning squad? Play third base.
Yep. Yeah. Bingo.
And that I mean, ultimately, it's just going to come down to the money. If the Cubs sit down and like, all right, Carlos, we love you, but hey, we got this fucking stud at shortstop. We'll still offer you the 9 years, 8-9-year deal with like the average year that you want.
Yep.
He'll be like, all right, cool.
Yep. Right.
I think so. Anyway.
Even if you overpay just a little bit, it's worth it for dexterity, man. I mean, that's the thing is the Cubs could say, hey, like I said, for your trouble, like just
it doesn't even matter, dude, because apparently the Cubs are going to get Ohtani, DeGrom.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's all good, dude.
This is all moot if Arenado will just opt out of his Cardinals contract.
He ain't going nowhere, dude. You could tell that dude is starting to bleed that shit with his little temper tantrum tonight and shit like that.
Arenado's going to do what like Kershaw did a few years ago, what DeGrom did a few years. He'll opt out and then just have like a deal ready with the Cardinals to get another year or something.
Like they'll have a deal in place, and it's just like a technicality that he opts out and resigns. Yeah. I know we're weeks and weeks away from doing our off-season free agent prediction, but I think DeGrom goes to Atlanta.
Oh man, that would be.
By the way, Sorry to interrupt. What year is it that it's 3-1 Cubs in the top of the 6th inning at Wrigley, and Albert Pujols is stepping to the plate, and I have anxiety?
It's awesome.
I mean, it's fucking 2022 because Albert Pujols is like the hottest hitter in August.
He's got like the highest OPS after the All-Star break.
Yeah,
it's been insane. That home run that he hit the other night was all hands. It was
really changing the channel right now from the White Sox game because I want to watch Albert Pujols.
I really hate that Albert Pujols went back to the Cardinals. Because trust me, I'm not one. I mean, I always make the analogy to like the NBA. Like, yes, obviously being from Chicago, you love Jordan.
Stupid fucking Cubs having their own network. I can't turn it on.
You're gonna hate LeBron, but at the same time, like you can respect what LeBron has done. But obviously, you have that little bit that you're always gonna hate him as just being a fan. That's exactly the same. I am not having fun watching Albert Pujols chasing 700. I want him to stop at 699 and he has to retire.
Stop it. Stop it.
I actually will say that.
No.
I've never hated.
Remember, I had to deal with this dude for like a fucking decade, hitting 500-foot home runs when the Cubs were shitting.
I actually respected it. He was classy with what he did. He wasn't a little bitch.
The machine in his prime.
I didn't hate him. I was actually I understood what it was. That was a Hall of Famer. Unfortunately we got pwned by a Hall of Famer. That's
the
really
machine in his prime is a top 5 player of all time.
No, you guys don't understand me.
I know. I get what you're saying. If I just watch, it's like watching Aaron Rodgers. It's a guy that just absolutely just shit on your franchise for a decade.
Yep.
I get it. But as someone that doesn't have a dog in this fight, I love Albert Pujols. I want him to hit 701 home runs. Like I am all in on this chase.
We talked about this on a show in the past. I can't even remember what our group decision was. Like, will he get to 700 or not? Because I think we
what is wrong with Luis Robert? Luis Robert is swinging the bat with one hand right now.
Uh-oh.
He literally let go of the. What the fuck was that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, he was hitting like 100-mile-per-hour balls every time he was up these past couple of days. Yeah, no, I think he was like 22 away or 23 away heading into this season because I think he's like at 694 and he's hit 14, so 6 away. So it was something like that. He was like 20. It was like 20 plus home runs away, I think.
Oh, nice pitch.
And I just jumped on Twitter, and the first 10 tweets I saw was Luis Roberts hurt.
Oh, jeez.
God damn it. This team.
Dude.
Oh, have mercy. That's not good.
I mean, are they snake bitten, or do they just have the worst fucking training?
So I was going to bring that up because it's like like the White Sox do things to themselves to make them like the Eloy's original injury. Why did he get hurt? Because he just didn't know the proper way to run to first base. But then there's other stuff where it's like I guess they're unlucky. Like what the fuck is going? The trading but that's the thing. They always have these like similar injuries to like the soft tissue. It's like
it's always the soft tissue. They lead the league in soft tissue injuries. But I mean, some of it. There you go, Abreu. Some of it is like just bad luck. Like Eloy Jimenez taking 102-mile-an-hour fastball to the elbow. I mean, unless you have Mr. Miyagi on your training staff, that shit ain't healing. I don't care if he's got the elbow pad on. That's 102 fucking mile-an-hour fastball. You know what I mean? That's not on them. But it's the soft tissue injuries and these stupid when Luis Robert hurt his wrist, which it kind of looks like he probably re-injured that right now. When he injured his wrist, that dude who was playing second base, I can't think of his name right now, is notorious for blocking the bag with his foot. Okay? Like everybody knows that. It's like a big thing. Everybody knows. Something that
bye.
Any managerial coaching staff worth their fucking weight would know that and tell him that while he was on first base. You can't go head first in here. You're going to snap your wrist. What does he do? Guy blocks the bag. He goes in head first, snaps his wrist. You got to go up, cleats up into that situation.
But I think that happened. When did that happen? Whenever it happened, this was a few fans. It wasn't like even the majority or a lot. It was a few fans.
Gavin Sheets play hero ball one time. Oh, fuck. Morning track.
Don't get greedy, though. Just hope that Luis Robert is healthy.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that play where I forget who it was blocking second base. Like there was a few White Sox fans who were like, "Oh, that was dirty." I was like, "No, that was just that was baseball." Like
that's 100% baseball. I mean, you're always gonna get people like that in any whatever, but that's just baseball. I mean,
like, are you cheering for Miguel Cabrera though? Were you?
Yeah, I was.
No,
when I think of Miguel,
Tigers are shit, though.
And the Tigers are shit, he hasn't really like killed the White Sox. And when I'm old enough where I hear Miguel Cabrera's name, I think of the Marlins.
That's right. I
mean, I think of that team with him
trying to
and
think
Dontrelle Willis
guys
and Josh
that you would
Beckett
that you would still cheer for.
Joe Mauer can fuck himself.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Joe Mauer, all-time catcher.
I knew we would. I just knew that's the first name that pops out. Joe Mauer can go practice falling down for all I care. Like he's like one of the like featured cards in this new MLB The Show. Refuse to use him. Absolutely, that guy. Fuck him. Suck it, Mauer. That used to be one of the best hashtags in White Sox Twitter. Suck it, Mauer. That was like a fake, like a not Kenny Williams Twitter account started.
Or Sox legend, Twins legend, Justin Morneau.
Oh, Yohan Santana. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That guy sucks too. Yeah, when he threw his sweet 174 pitch no hitter with the Mets, beat it, geek. That shouldn't even count. Everybody hated AJ Przinsky too until he joined the Sox. No, there's a lot of White Sox. The new White Sox killer that I absolutely can't stand is Josh Naylor.
Yeah.
Can't stand that guy. If he was on the White Sox, probably be my favorite player.
You know who was heading that way, but he sucks now, and his contract is barely about to kick in? Christian Yelich. I have no clue what happened to him, but I don't hate it.
From the small corner of Cubs Twitter that I do follow, everyone traces it back to when he tried to talk shit to you, Darvish.
When he talked shit to you, Darvish. He basically turned into Jason Hayward after that.
Yep. I think
I don't hate.
One thing that we do need to talk about on the show, because it's 100% the speed of this show. Let's talk about Yadier Molina going to fucking the DR for his basketball team's championship game while his team is in a goddamn fucking division race. And his response was, everybody's cool with it, I think.
This is the only thing I'll say.
What a jag-off.
This is the only thing I'll say. For a guy whose entire brand, his entire Hall of Fame case is going to be built around his leadership.
The Cardinal way.
How much he means to the Cardinals, how much he cares about winning, every single fucking intangible that you hear about a guy, because his numbers overall aren't that good. Defensively, yes, no doubt.
Hall of Fame intangibles, although.
Hall of Fame intangibles. Hall of Fame intangibles did not care about his team winning because he had to go check up on his basketball team. And when his team's in the middle of a division race in late August, bullshit leader.
Took the weekend off.
Get out of here with that shit.
Yo, the team I own in some Dominican fucking basketball league is in the championship. This means a lot to the community. Bro, no one gives a shit if the owner's there.
Because here's the thing. I wouldn't care. If it wasn't all for the legacy talk, the leadership talk before. Because we're in a city where, in the 90s, we saw it in the documentary. Dennis Rodman fucking left to just have a little fucking party in Vegas.
Blow off some steam with Carmen Electra, man.
Yeah, exactly. But it didn't, man. Like, we all knew at the time. Everybody knew what it was.
Never missed a game.
That's the thing, but mispractice though. But that's the thing. Everybody knew what it was. You give players what they need.
Yeah.
Look,
but Dennis Rodman's entire value wasn't built on he's a great leader. No, that's Yadier Molina. And what did Yadier Molina do? He said, "Bye, guys."
But the thing is, and this is the part that's he really hurt his team? Absolutely not. Like, by not being there, probably allowed them to play the guys that
they were better. Yadier Molina sucks this year.
Even if he had those days slated as off days, that's cool. Like, it didn't really hurt the team, but it's what the optics are and what it shows the rest of that locker room, and what it shows your fan base too. Because some people paid money to go to that game because they wanted to say goodbye to Yachty. That might be the only game some Cardinal fan gets to see this season, and they wanted to say and pay their respects to Yachty. Instead, they didn't. Yachty was watching his international team play. For a championship.
Posting pictures on social media of him like drinking in the locker room, like whatever. It's like when you played hooky from school and you like posted a picture and your like teacher saw it. Like, what the fuck, dude? I
also want to add, if there are, and that's the thing, obviously there's Cardinals fans who have no problem with it. And again, is it that huge of a deal? No, obviously I'm being a little over the top here because I'm a Cubs fan. Yadier Molina sucks.
No, I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm not a Cardinal, whatever. It is a funny ass situation.
It's funny. The other thing, though, if you are a Cardinals fan,
the best part is Twitter. Yes. Cardinals Twitter is the best part of it. Their response has been insane.
But it's the thing. I haven't really taken a deep dive on that. But if there's Cardinals fans defending Yadier Molina, which fine, cool, defend your guy. You could never, your fucking life, get mad when a player leaves because his wife is pregnant and she's about to give birth.
Which they have been in the past.
That's the thing. They could never fucking do that because you can't say.
Dexter Fowler, they gave him a ton of shit.
Oh, it's a ton. You can never say, "Oh, this guy doesn't care about the team." Look, he's taking a day off to go see his kid be born.
Yeah,
and be okay with this.
Mr. Hall of Fame intangibles. Mr. Cardinals fans wouldn't trade him for Mike Trout. And he pulls this shit.
Dude, there's still I was dying. They wouldn't do it for Juan Soto.
From one Justin Boomer Jones, Cardinal fan. He's the best in the business, and it was his fucking basketball team. Going home to support them was the most sportsman-like thing I've ever heard of. Everyone needs to mind their own business. 2 exclamation points.
Although that's not uncommon. That was a very common response to this by Cardinals fans.
Dickie Reynolds, whose profile pic says "Glory to God at the highest," and peace on earth and goodwill towards men. His post is, he can do whatever he wants to. His basketball team, exclamation point. I don't know what that means. For all the years he's been loyal to the Cardinals, exclamation point again. So he's really broken up his entire sentence with 3 different exclamation points that actually didn't belong there. So at that point, he doesn't owe anyone anything, exclamation point. Thanks, Yadi, for all the years. And then Deb Barger, with her response, was his priority is that none of the rest of his life counts? Question mark. I don't know what that means. And then this is the most I've ever heard of, Daryl Pyle. This man has given his entire career to making the Cardinals one of, if not the winningest franchise during his career. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did we lose while his worn out bones and joints took a break? Stop trying to stir up crap when there's nothing to stir.
First of all, definitely not a correct stat. They have not been the most winning franchise in MLB during his tenure in the Cardinals.
Baseball's best fan, the Twitter account, gives.
It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite. It's top 5 of my favorite accounts. Sometimes it does make you like just flooded with rage when they get into like the deep racist shit, or how much they hate Jack Flaherty because like he has the audacity to support people's choices. Like it's just like, oh man,
but mind your own business.
Right, mind your own business. But
mind your own business.
If you're 2 dudes trying to get married, I hope you
mind your own business.
Like it's like, come on, man, it's not both. That's not the same thing. Oh, they're so terrible. That fan base sucks.
I like this one. He's always done things his way. I don't understand this particular move, but I'm not going to question Yachty, like Michael Fasella. Here's a good one from Andy. Decent since 95, apparently. So 94 was not a good year, but
not a good year for Andy.
Figured that out. Is he can keep his ass in Puerto Rico if he'd rather watch a basketball team that would get 50 balled in the G League instead of being with his team during a division race. Imagine any other player in any other sport doing this. Love Yachty, but come on.
Hold on. Let's talk about this because our best bud here, Yumper, brings up a great. Yachty shouldn't even sniff the Hall of Fame if Posada isn't in.
Ooh.
I haven't looked. Is Yachty a Hall of Famer?
So I'm telling you, I get the defense. I know that the defense is.
And I know he's got like 1,000 hits. I know he's got that. Or 1,000 RBIs. Something.
He's got 1,000 Hall of Famer.
No. If you look at the numbers, no.
I don't know Yachty Molina's numbers. I personally have never been a fan of his.
Let's see.
Hold on, I'm looking up his Hall of Fame similarity scores. All right. Jesus Christ, he's been in the league since 2004.
Got some longevity stats is what he's got.
But hold on, you could just go down to the Hall of Fame comps. All right, here, Hall of Fame statistics.
Oh man.
The gray ink stat, which an average Hall of Famer has a score of 144. Yachty's score is 20. The Hall of Fame monitor, the likely Hall of Famer has a score of 100. Yachty's score is 169.
Oh.
The Hall of Fame standards. The average Hall of Famer has a score of 50. Yachty's score right now is 33. His similarity scores with regards to batter. This is actually really funny. Here, let me ask you guys this then. Do you guys think AJ Pierzynski's a Hall of Famer?
No,
but Posada's a better catcher statistically.
But so I'm just asking you, do you think
yeah, these are the similarity?
I don't know. Is he a 96 career OPS plus?
So below average hitter
in his career, his similar batter, number 1, AJ Pierzynski. Similar batters through the age of 38. So guys that have played this long, number 1, AJ Pierzynski. So if you don't think AJ Pierzynski's a Hall of Famer, might have to take a long.
But the intangibles, though,
almost the same OPS plus as AJ Pierzynski.
AJ's got some pretty good intangibles. That drop third strike that led to the first World Series.
But the intangibles, though, the leadership that he brings.
Actually, yeah, Pierzynski has more homers. Better.
No, that's the thing, guys. That's the thing, guys. When you get into this conversation on Twitter, it's the national media obviously loves fucking Yachty because they love the Cardinals lore.
Yep.
But when you look at the numbers, it's not the same because Derek Jeter did put up numbers, but it's in that realm. The guy is elevated just by the myth.
Here's good stats. He has a 42 point, and I'm on baseball, so this is Baseball Reference. He has a 42.1 career WAR. Average Hall of Famer has a 53.7. He has a 28.77 year peak WAR. The average Hall of Famer, 34.7. He has a 35.5 JAWS score. Average Hall of Famer, 44.2. He has a 3.1 WAR per 162 games. Average Hall of Famer, 4.7. Yadier Molina is not a Hall of Famer.
And that's the thing. And the major reason those numbers are even that high for him is because the defense. Again, great defensive catcher.
Arguably the best defensive catcher of all time.
But that still doesn't make him a Hall of Famer.
No. But he can't hit worth a shit. Yeah, he's been in the league for how many seasons? 19 seasons.
19?
19 seasons. 19. And he has... What did he just get 1,000 of? There's something he just got 1,000 of that was like
RBIs, maybe. RBIs? No.
Yeah, he has 1,010 RBIs.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay, great. He has over 2,100. He has over 21 hits. He has over 1,000 RBIs and over 77,742 at bats. He has over 1,000 RBIs.
Yep. Intangibles, though.
He's never won
That's
an MVP.
Literally the fucking talk when everyone brings up Yadi's a Hall of Famer.
He's never won an MVP.
It's like saying Tony Romo is a Hall of Famer to me.
Not even that.
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 9 Golden Gloves in 19 seasons.
Great defensive catcher.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-time All-Star.
Exactly. Ryan, that's a great comp.
Yep.
I would agree with that, Ryan.
Ryan says, imagine Jason Hayward playing 19 years of peak outfield defense and then saying he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
That's basically what it is. There it is. I was trying to think of a comp of like of Yadier Molina's like his slash line, and it's basically like Jason Hayward with the Cubs.
That's thing. Boom. It's just Hayward didn't play with the Cubs his whole career. That's all.
Yeah, I don't.
Just a quick update.
Put his fucking
guy. So you really want him to get in because he's
put his fucking sticky chest protector in the Hall of Fame. Give him a little mural if you want, but he doesn't deserve the.
Just a quick update. The White Sox have 12 hits tonight. All of them are singles. I hate Frank Manicino so much.
At this point, though, okay.
He can't.
Obviously, this goes into your guess. Do you think he comes back as the hitting coach?
He can't. He can't. Unless they literally just burn it all down and start from scratch. You built a team of power hitters to get a hitting coach that tells them to hit ground balls. As we're clearly seeing now in a shitty-ass division that they should have ran away with, and they're struggling to stay within 5 games of first place as we come into the home stretch. We are in the home stretch. They don't hit home runs. They're in the bottom 5 in the league.
I'm trying to think of a way to play devil advocate here with like Mankino and like, because like there's no way a hitting coach is going to tell guys, hey guys, just keep hitting the ball into the fucking ground because that's how you get hit.
If his famous quote wasn't "fuck the home run,"
but it's not only that, so because it's not just the quote, it's the fucking track record.
Yep,
we've all seen that stat of the teams who lead the league and like who've had 70% of their hits be singles, and 3 of those teams were with him being the hitting coach with the Marlins, and then now with the White Sox.
Yep,
it's brutal.
There is no way, in my mind, that they can bring him back next year. Just you can't do that. That's like the biggest. I know there's like a big debate on Twitter and White Sox Twitter today about Ethan Katz and all that shit, but. You can't justify to me in any way, shape, or form bringing back Frank Medicino next year. You just can't do it. Can't do it. Built a team with the power hitters and told them all not to hit home runs. Maybe if they had more than 5 analytic people on staff, someone would have stepped up and said something.
Well, you got Shelly Duncan.
Cool. He's obviously doing a great job.
Another Cardinals connection.
Might need it. Dude, the Dodgers literally have an analytic person assigned to every one of their opponents.
Maybe you can hire Sandy Duncan instead.
Yeah, I mean, apparently White Sox only
Beverly Hills that one time.
White Sox literally only hire people if they're related to someone in the organization, anyways. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, Shelly Duncan, Dave Duncan's son.
Yep.
Dave Duncan, close friends with Tony La Russa.
Yep. Chicago way, baby.
Hogan Day.
Yep. Nepotism.
So, I wanted to ask you both guys. So, I mean, obviously, we've seen Cleveland play. We're almost in September. They keep fucking winning. I don't think this is. I don't think the way their offense scores run is sustainable over a long period of time, years wise. But we've seen it with teams work in single years.
Oh yeah.
Do you think they just don't stop? Like, it's working for them.
I think Cleveland was fortunate enough to catch the Padres at like the best possible time to catch the Padres. You know what I mean? Like they're struggling. They got drama. They got all kinds of stuff going on. Hold on. Who else? Damn, they won by a touchdown today.
Yeah.
1 second.
Against Clevenger.
Yeah, but he's been. So now they go to Seattle for 4, which Seattle's been hot as well.
Dude, I think Seattle just lost a series to the Nationals.
To the Nationals?
Yeah.
No.
I think they lost.
Seattle has lost. They're 5-5 in their last 10.
I thought they were playing better than that, but
no,
at least they played a 2-game series with the Nationals. They split it.
There you go.
They lost 2 out of 3 to Oakland though. Yeah. I don't know. I think Seattle's a good team.
No, they are.
They can give them a run, and then they get 2 games at Baltimore.
Who do the Sox have this weekend?
Sox should win, but I say that about every team they play.
That's the thing, dude. We thought they were back. They had 5 in a row, and they lose 5 of 6.
The Sox have the fucking Diamondbacks at home for 3 games. This is the last. Tomorrow night is the last Sox road game of the season. No, that can't be right.
Of the month?
Of the month. And then they have 3 at home versus the Diamondbacks this weekend. I literally have not seen one Diamondback highlight this entire baseball season. Except that kid from Mount Carmel plays center field for
Alec Thomas.
So they have that guy that wears a hat and he throws the ball.
And then, unfortunately, on Tuesday and Wednesday, they get a day off Monday, thank God. And then Tuesday starts a series with Kansas City at home, which should be a layup by all means, but they can't beat the fucking Royals. They can't beat the Royals. It's amazing, to be honest with you.
They just do the dumbest shit against the Royals.
And they get down early, too. That keeps happening a bunch. I mean, I actually, I had to get to the golf club for a golf match, and I got there, and it was like maybe it was the 3rd inning, and it was 4-0, whatever. When I walked in, I'm like, what the hell, already? That was on what, Tuesday?
Oh, that was the Monday game.
It reminded me of one of my all-time favorite sports movie scene in Major League 2 when Vaughn, the pitcher, Wild Thing, is being a dick now because he went all Hollywood, and he gets absolutely shelled in the first inning of the game, and then they cut to him pulling up to like some fancy ass restaurant after the game with, he's got like a blonde in the car, and he gets out of the sports car, and the valet dude's like, "Hey, Mr. Vaughn, thought you were pitching tonight." And he goes, "I did." He goes, "Oh, my bad. I turned it on in the second inning." I fucking die laughing at that line. It is, and right. I don't even know who the guy was that played that valet, but his delivery and cadence of that line was so perfect. It cracks me up every time. Oh, that's an all-time line for me. I did have something really funny happen today. I want to tell you guys because whatever. I mean, we're after the hour mark. If you're still hanging out with us, this is pretty funny. So on Wednesdays, I go into my office downtown. I actually have to interact with other like real people. And I took the train home, and I'm getting off the train, and at this point I'm all tired and slap happy and whatever. And this dude looks like straight up like the comic book guy from The Simpsons. Like had a video game t-shirt on, like a hat with a bunch of patches that had symbols I didn't know what they meant, like bad goatee, like purple and black weird dyed hair, like not weird that he had dyed, but it was like cut kind of like layered, I don't know. And he was just letting him walk in, and like we like bumped into each other as we're getting off the train and like made eye contact, and for some reason the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "What level you on?" And the guy just goes, 57. Oh. I don't know if he means a video game or if he means in life or if he means what, but like for some reason I can't stop thinking about that now. I thought I was making a joke like, "Hey, video game guy, what level are you on?" Like, ha ha ha. But he just like looked at me and was like 57. And now I don't know what he was talking about.
57 floors in the.
No, we were getting off a train.
Oh, yeah, well, that's not the same.
So I don't know if he means like in life or like in the Matrix or like.
Was he holding something? Was he playing on something?
Yeah. He like put something in his bag. So I'm guessing whatever handheld device, like a Nintendo Switch. But it was just, I don't know, just how quickly he responded to that with that specific of a number. I was just like, like, whoa, dude. Like, okay. Like that was my response, was like,
level
cool,
up,
man.
bro.
Like, cool, man. And like I just walked away, like I didn't know what to say. I thought I was being funny. I don't know. But for some reason that's sticking in my head right now. I can't stop thinking about that dude. So dude, if you for some off chance listen to this random baseball podcast, you put my brain in a pretzel.
Well, yeah, tell us what
yeah, I need to know what game what you referred to as that, because that screwed me up. But
well, according to the Google machine, I got nothing. I was kidding.
I was gonna say I'm very curious as to what you would have Googled that. So Aldo, do you have it ready?
Oh, yes.
Oh, here we go.
Well, first we have to do the intro, but yes.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah,
what everyone's been waiting for.
Where's the intro? I got it. Here's the intro. Okay. Ready? And for now, even when he's not with us, he's still coming to play because he's a fucking gamer. It's time for NASCAR Minute with NASCAR Minute.
Hey guys, sorry I couldn't make this week. Like a White Sox home run, just decided not to show up. But this weekend's race was too good not to do a NASCAR Minute, so here you go. The race this weekend was at Watkins Glen International. It's a road course. Love road courses, but that wasn't really the story this week. The story was NASCAR had 7 different countries represented. The Netherlands, Germany, Russia, Finland, England, Mexico, my amigo, 99, Daniel Suarez, and of course, the United States. The biggest name of the bunch from the Netherlands, 2007 Formula 1 world champion, Kimi Räikkönen. So, a lot of new fans tuning in to see the Iceman. He was working with Project 91, which is a team Trackhouse, Daniel Suarez's team. Their owner, Justin Marks, decided to make a third car, the 91 car, and once a year they wanted to get international drivers and get some star power in. So he got Kimi Räikkönen out of retirement, got him to do this race. A lot of people who never watched a NASCAR race before were tuning in, most of them Formula One fans. So, Kimi, world-class driver. And most people think the Formula One drivers are better than the NASCAR drivers worldwide. This is universally assumed. They're the most talented.
Everybody says that.
Kimi had a fast car, but it's a little bit different. We're Formula One. You can't give up your line. There's no contact. And, let's see how Kimi would do when he's coming through a restart and they go full wide. He's going on the first one. Anyway, let's get into it. Chase Elliott, unfortunately, he had the fastest car on the field. He won the position. He's always good at it was wet and rainy early. Visibility was at a low. Cars kind of tiptoeing their ways through the corners. And what emerged from the puddles? All of a sudden, the 34 Loves Mustang of Michael McDowell. He makes a power move coming downhill. He takes the lead through the S's over Chase Elliott. Michael McDowell needs a win, so now he's in front. But he quickly, staggered after taking the lead, he goes to pit. He needs to get slicks. Track dried quickly, so whoever got the slick tires first was at a major advantage. Unfortunately for McDowell, Chase Briscoe, he got to the slicks first, and he powered his way through the pack to win stage. Now in stage two, the Iceman from Formula 1. He cycles his way to the front through pit strategy. He's inside the top 10, and he's running pretty well. He's racing everyone hard. Chase Elliott comes barreling in. Kimi Räikkönen, he races, and he's not giving him an inch. Chase tries to pass him on the inside, throws a block, throws another block. He's racing him hard but fair because that's how they do it.
Hard and fair.
But the 2020 NASCAR champ ends up passing the 2007 Formula 1 champ, and he takes the lead past Kimi. But Kimi had speed. He looked really good. He was in line for a top 15 finish. He's on the same pit strategy as the other guy, Austin Cindric. He had just as fast of a car. Cindric ended up finishing in the top 15. That looked like where Kimi was going to be. But midway through the race, literally halfway through lap 45, old friend, Ross Chastain, incidents he makes it a 7. He comes banging through the corner. He clips Austin Dillon with the 3 car. The 3 car goes spinning. All these other cars go pinballing around each other. Kimi, he needs to make an outside move. He's on the inside of the track, and he's trying to swerve out of the way, get on the outside of one of the cars spinning away. He goes flying off hits a tire barrier. He's out of the race. So his day is unfortunately for him, proving once and for all that NASCAR is superior to Formula 1. I don't know if that's actually true. We're just going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it. Michael McDowell starts outbraking, Chase Elliott outbrakes Michael McDowell. He takes the lead. He's off to the races. Chase Elliott, he has the fastest car in the field. He's in the front. All he needs to do really is just hang on to win. With 8 to go, Elliott's still in the lead. But one of the international scrubs, the 27 car, some German, he got stuck in the gravel in the back of the pack. He can't get out, so they got to stack up the cars. It's a restart with 5 laps left. This is where it gets. Chase Elliott has been taking the outside lane. You get to choose when you're in the front row. Do you want the inside? Do you want the outside? He's been taking the outside all day. It's been working. But 5 to go, it's do or die time. His teammate, Kyle Larson, he gets the inside. Now, Kyle Larson is a pretty damn good driver, but he's a teammate with Elliott. So Elliott assumes, we'll take the outside. He's going to race me fair.
Can't assume.
Kyle Larson, he wants to win. Restart happens. He starts running Elliott up the track. Elliott runs out of space. He goes flying off course. He drops back in the field because Larson left him no room. Runs on the track. Kyle Larson takes the lead. And all of a sudden, AJ Allman, course ringer. He comes flying through the 16 car. Now he's in second place. All the way back to 4th now. He is fuming. Teammate just screwed him over. But, it was Elliott's fault because he took the outside lane like a dumbass. What's Larson supposed to do? Anyway, Allmendinger trying to catch Larson. Couldn't do it. Kyle Larson hangs on to win, which, let's be honest, wasn't just a victory for Kyle Larson. It was a victory for America. And what says America better than NASCAR driver winning who got in trouble with the riders for saying the N-word? Like Kyle Larson. He wasn't Chase Elliott. He wasn't Chase Elliott. There you have it.
I gotta say, first and foremost, I don't know if you guys got it too, but every time he said Michael McDonald, all I could think of, I can't stop thinking of the singer Michael McDonald, and I'm laughing my ass off. God bless you, Mitch, for actually recording that and sending it in. First of all, the NASCAR minute is now like NASCAR 5 minutes.
That was a quick 4:54 for our NASCAR minute.
He is just running wild with this NASCAR minute, and I absolutely love the enthusiasm with it. I think we do need a Mitch and Yeah Dog NASCAR pod. I think that's just a print money kind of thing.
I think
that would be amazing.
I think Pinwheels and Ivy needs like a new slogan, like Pinwheels and Ivy, Cubs, White Sox, hating Chase Elliott.
And Ross is a train wreck too, though. That guy.
Ross Chastain, every time I hear Chastain, I just think of Randy Chastain.
Yeah.
I'll never not think that either. I just think of White Snake. So we got Michael McDonald, we got White Snake, we got all kinds of things going on. And apparently during that, this happened.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach McKinstry. You need a second baseman, though, in the offseason?
Sounds
trade.
like another made-up name. There you go, Liam. Liam's in for the close in a 5-1 game, but this is probably just to knock the old cobwebs off.
Yeah, I think he hasn't pitched in a few days.
Yeah.
This would be an interesting.
That's what I just said, dude. I said that. I mean, you might as well just start printing money. You do.
But who's Yeah Dog's guy?
Hopefully, it's Chase Elliott.
He hates Kyle Busch. Hates Kyle Busch.
And I'm pretty sure that's Mitch's guy, right?
I think
Mitch likes
Mitch's
Kyle
guy.
Busch.
Yeah. So that would.
First of all, the other thing I want to point out is when Mitch does the show with us, he always strategically places nice White Sox jerseys in the background. He's got the South Side stuff. He just showed up to NASCAR Minute, no baseball paraphernalia, wearing a NASCAR hat and a NASCAR t-shirt. I'm pretty sure he's just like, all right, this is my brand now. And he did get in a Twitter fight with someone because of his opinion on Formula E. Because some dude and him were going back and forth about the skill set, and then when I see this is how my brain works. When I saw that, all I could think about was "Eat the Crepes," like from Ricky Bobby when he's like, "They're pretty good. They're just like unsweetened pancakes," but it's just all I kept thinking was, "Oh my god, yeah, that would be." Yeah, I don't know, Alex, how long a show would go of Yeah Dog and Mitch with conflicting NASCAR opinions, because Yeah Dog's just going to fly off the handle in 5 minutes.
But he's got he could do it. I think that would actually be pretty.
They need to call it the NASCAR Minute and then just be 3 hours.
Yes,
we did a whole Tainted Gloves and he was on there talking NASCAR. He could do it. But
we would need a good moderator though to keep the show moving. Because
I don't think so. I think
it's just NASCAR or Yeah Dog and Mitch arguing for 3 hours. That would be.
I think that's what we want.
I'd give it a shot. I'm willing to give it a go.
I'll be the officiant is what you would be. The officiant.
We'll give them the StreamYard password and just tell them on a random whatever Sunday after a race or some shit. Just flip it on and just go at it.
Oh, Alex saying he might be an Elliott guy. Oh, I need to see this now.
That would actually be. We got to wait till. I did see on Twitter that he was pissed. Elliott was pissed because some dude on his own team fucked him over. I think Mitch talked about it there. I was too pumped up about Formula E. To be honest with you, I just had Michael McDonald songs in my head that whole time. And then that scene from 40 Over, if you play Michael McDonald one more time, I'm bringing a gun to work and blowing my fucking brains out. Yeah, fuck. That's all I can think about. My mind is a weird.
Kevin, we do have a Cubs question from earlier.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So during the broadcast tonight on Marquee, they announced that Pat Hughes is going to the Hall of Fame for the Cubs.
That's cool.
Or it was his Hall of Fame induction tonight. So your favorite Pat Hughes memory?
And Liam Hendricks just gave up a 2-run homer.
It's all right. It's all right, sir.
Him calling the NLCS.
The game Clincher. 6 against the
Clincher. Yep. That's the last we got of it from our own. So
that's never be easy with this fucking team.
It's fine though. It's fine. It's only 5-3. One of the all-time regular season moments. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of the postseason from 2016, even 17 at Game 5 against the Nationals. But a regular season moment that it will always stand out, and it's with Len Casper too. His TV call of this was great, and the radio call. I had the radio call of this saved as my alarm in what was I a sophomore in high school. Was a guy that we brought up earlier in the show. The Aramis Ramirez walk-off 2-run home run against Francisco Cordero in June something of 2007 at Wrigley Field. That call by Pat Hughes, Santo in the background, just losing his mind as well. All-time moment for me. That was so fun. Obviously, all the funny Pat and Ron Santo moments, like the Ron Santo going off on the Mets, how much he hated the Mets. Those were always fun to listen to. Pat trying to keep it together, cracking up.
I mean, that's the best part of it too. He kept Santo in check a little bit too.
Yeah, but those were all great. But yeah, that Aramis Ramirez walk off against the Brewers, just an all-time great call by both TV and radio guys for the Cubs.
Such good moments. I mean,
so what's your favorite Pat Hughes memory?
Everything you guys just said. I
stuff.
There's just so many. It's hard for me to pick.
The thing I like about Pat Hughes too is that he was with the Cubs for
Yumper. This I remember this.
Oh yeah.
His
hair being up.
Oh, So Yumper said I should moderate the show with Mitch and Dog. I would need to be drunk. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that.
I'm telling you, though, we need to do this we need to do that as the Cubs Sox bet next year. It's like loser has to live stream a race or something.
Okay,
and that could be you.
If I lose, I'm 100%.
Let's just make it you no matter what.
If I lose, I'm 100% having special guests. I'm having guests the entire time. I'm bringing on Dog.
That's the pilot episode.
I'm bringing on Sale, and I'm just gonna start bringing on random people, like just friends of the show. I'll be like, "Yo, Beefloaf, want to watch 5 laps of a NASCAR race with me and talk about it?" And just
I'm pretty sure those are long telecasts too. I think those 3 hours
long. Forever, and they just seem longer. It'd be fine. I would just drink the whole way.
Yeah. Well, wait, didn't the schedules come out? When do the Cubs and Sox play?
They play the new schedule. That's actually a really good way to end the show. The new schedule is awesome, by the way, because everybody plays everybody now. And
it's a completely balanced schedule now.
I think there's 5 or 6 days now where every team is playing that day. Opening day, Jackie Robinson Day, I think Lou Gehrig Day. 4th of July,
and for Cubs fans too this year, you have the London game. Cubs are playing the Cardinals in London for a couple games,
unless Yadi's team is in the playoffs or something.
I don't know. There's the potential.
This is Yadi's last year.
There's the potential that my summer trip will possibly overlap while in the same general area, at least while they're there.
So quick look from London.
A quick look at the Cubs schedule. First game, opening day, Thursday, March 30th, at home against the Brewers. Makes sense. So that game is going to get rained out.
Without a doubt.
Then on the road against Cincinnati, and then Texas. Texas, Seattle at home the first couple weeks. Interesting.
That's the best part, man, is you get to see these teams. I absolutely love the fact that they play every team.
And I think the White Sox open up against Houston.
They play in LA.
And they close against San Diego again. I don't get why they keep doing that.
They play in LA on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of April. That is insanely early. Usually, they're here in May or June.
I love it. Get the losses out of the way.
That's the thing.
That's going to be cold.
That's the thing, though, Fitz, is everything that we're used to with baseball schedules is thrown out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sox open against the Astros in Houston the same weekend that Houston is hosting the Final Four.
Oh,
le mole donut shop. That would be a fun trip.
Wait, so I don't think we've talked much
about. Can I admit something to you guys though? This is a deep confession. I am legit scared of the state of Texas. I am scared to be in the state of Texas. It's been that way since I was a kid.
Is it the warrant or the?
No, it's because when I was a kid, it seemed like every movie, every horror movie took place.
It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's why.
And literally, I had to go down there probably about 15 years ago for a work thing. I had to go and speak in a convention center in Dallas because I won Salesman of the Year or whatever.
Sick brag.
And the whole time I was there, I usually don't have any kind of anxiety or anything like that, but the whole time I was there, I just felt anxious as fuck. You got to go to Austin. It's a deep phobia. I don't even think Austin counts though.
Oh, but it is. Houston's awesome. I actually enjoy Houston. That was a fun trip down to Houston.
Dallas was a cool city. I was only there for 3 days.
I've never stayed. I've never been in Texas for multiple days. I've only driven there to get to Mexico a few times.
Right.
But I've heard if you're driving east to west or west to east, it's just forever. It's a lot wider than you think.
It's driving down the state of Florida. It goes on forever.
See, from here we go through Amarillo if you're going down there, which means you can stop and get that old 96er at the whatever the steakhouse is there in Amarillo, where they have like this gigantic steak and whatever meal. It's the last thing you want to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, the White Sox have won a baseball game.
Oh,
5-3. Liam just wanted to get a save.
They gained a game in the wild.
Well, no, he doesn't get one. He came in with it sucks for me, so because I have him in our fantasy league, and he just all he did was put my ERA up. I couldn't even get a save out of it.
He got one strikeout, gave up a home run, and then he just got Odor to pop out.
Who's pitching for? Is it Cueto tomorrow?
I think yes. After Giolito, it's Cueto.
No, it's Lynn. Or did they change it?
I don't know. Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
If it's Lynn, big game for Lynn because he did come off a good one. It kind of fell apart at the end.
It's Lynn versus a guy named Jordan Lyles, who's 9-9 with a 5 ERA. So
he had my God, Jordan Lyles. So he had like this great stat that he's been amazing at home but terrible on the road. But his last start was against the Red Sox, who have been pretty bad lately.
Yeah.
Baltimore had like a 10-4 lead. He couldn't get out of the 5th inning. So that guy's struggling.
So he's going to pitch 8 shutout innings.
Probably coming up.
He is in his last few starts, he's given up 4 runs in 4 innings, and then previous start before that 4 runs in 4 innings.
Mm-hmm.
Had a 2 earned run outing. He actually had a 3 good starts, but yeah, he's his last 2 starts been really bad.
Yep. So all I'm hearing is possible no hitter. Once again, White Sox hit only singles tonight. I mean, I guess you string enough of them together, you're going to win baseball games. But
that is, I mean, Medicino is going to be all hyped up. It's like it works, guys.
Medicino is going to be ordering all kinds of movies in his hotel tonight because he is getting down with this victory. This was like porn for him.
So wait, quick thoughts. What do you guys think of the balance scheduling now that's starting in 2023?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I mean, it works.
I get to see the White Sox play against every team in the league.
True.
So, like, if they're, I don't know, if there's I'm not going to think of specific players. I'm just thinking of teams that the White Sox usually don't play against. So, like, if there's a stud player for the Marlins, like Jazz, I don't know. I didn't look at the schedule, but do the Marlins come here or do we go to Miami? But either way, I could see the White Sox play against Jazz next year. You know what I mean? Just like stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
And
like you don't have to wait every couple of years to see a team.
So
that's true. I like it. I like it too.
Yeah. And
I think the only argument that I've seen is like it kind of takes away from because like obviously before it was like a heavy division schedule.
Which actually the way shit's going is going to help the White Sox.
It's true.
And like it kind of takes away from like, oh, you're not facing as many teams in your division or as many games in your division. But I mean, with the expanded playoffs anyway, it's like.
But I'm okay with that, to be honest with you. Oh, see, look at Miami comes to Chicago. I get to go see Jazz in person if I ever leave my house.
Well, I mean, you're going to trade for him first.
Well, yeah. Well, then I'll see him in person.
You'll see him all the time.
Yeah.
And everyone gets to play the same schedule, so you really get to actually, theoretically, it's proving who the best team in the division.
Yes, there's no more bum slaying. That's a great. Yeah, there's no more. Oh, they're coming from a weak division. No, son. Everybody plays the same schedule.
So it's
still, but I'm good with not having to play fucking Detroit 80 million times a season. I am very good with that. Very good with that. And I like that they have those designated days where every team's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As a baseball fan, I think that's awesome. And as someone that likes to place a wager here and there, that's a fucking phenomenal day.
Are there any? Did I mishear this? Are there like any scheduled doubleheaders, or did I mishear that?
I honestly didn't look at.
Maybe I misheard that. Never mind.
I'm so frustrated with this team. If I looked at the schedule right now, I'd be like, oh, they're going to win 50 games.
So here's a tweet adding to the 12 hits, all singles for the White Sox on Wednesday night. Prior to this, they had lost their last 25 games, including 2 in the 2021 ALDS against Houston, when not collecting an extra base hit.
Yeah.
Overall, they're now 2-48 since 2017 when held without an extra base hit. Other win was May 28th, 2019, 12 singles, a 4-3 win versus Kansas City at
no scheduled doubleheaders, although.
Oh, okay. I misheard that.
Yeah, I had a feeling Alex was going to sort that, but yeah.
All right. But yeah, I mean, good for the Slacks.
I mean, that's pretty much all I got for today. I think the new schedule is fucking great.
Yachty shouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
Yachty not a Hall of Famer at all.
And come back next week to see if I have a full gray beard because of this fucking team.
Wait, so let's keep track here, like the last 6 weeks or so. What's your confidence level that the White Sox are going to win the division?
What was it last week?
I mean, I think we're all like pretty close to
we need like a scale. So it's like out of 10. Like
we'll
out
keep
of 10,
track this week. We'll keep this track.
Out of 10 is like no doubt they're winning this division, and 1 is like
they're shot. Out. They're done.
6.
Okay. Kevin?
I'd say 8. I'm a little more optimistic though.
They're 4 games back. I mean, I've been saying all along it's because the division is crappy, but Cleveland's winning. I'm gonna be like at a 5. I don't know, man. I mean, Zoe's at a 6. He's positive Zoe. This is positive Zoe.
I feel like Cleveland's about to drop off.
I wanted to keep it over 5. The thing that I worry about with Cleveland is their starting pitching's good.
I feel like they just peaked too early. I just feel like that's what they just did. Like
Michael Kopech's going to be out for a couple weeks.
They shot their load, and now
I do have somewhat of confidence that Raylo and Vinny Velo can be a pretty good tandem for that 5th spot.
That's a lot of trust in Vinny Velo.
I only need like 2-3 innings. Let Raylo handle the heavy lifting.
Oh, well, we'll see.
What you got to do to win. That's it. Period. Go. Next man up.
We shall see.
So we're at 5, 6, and 8.
I will tell you one thing that I am done doing. I am done. #done. Saying that this is what's going to turn it around. Not doing that anymore. Definitely not fucking that chicken anymore. That's for sure. Nope. Done with
really
that.
Many eggs.
Nope. So. But for the good Reverend Fids, that's all. Though I'm Zoe. We'll see you next week, and we'll see where we come in at next week.